and welcome back. Just a quick video really, just on my top 5 favourite games that I've played, and really it's not just about the gameplay for me, it's the what I was doing at the time or who I was playing with on the game and things like that. That goes into why a game would be in my top 5, not just the gameplay. So yeah, I'll start with one that unfortunately I don't have the physical copy of yet, which is Dark Souls 2: Scholar of the First Sin. It was released, I believe, in 2014. I can't remember, but I know I didn't play it on release. But it is the game that got me really into the Souls franchise. Pretty straightforward if you ask me. Like all the Souls games, you start very low level, well, no level at all, and you got to work your way up through the different dungeons and labyrinths and areas of the game. Now, with Dark Souls 2, like all the others, you wake up and you're off on your adventure. And this one, you got to go and link the first flame to repeat the cycle, or you can follow the light and do your own path. Now, I think Light or Dark, I can't remember that part. Not playing it in a while. But the reason it sticks with me because just Majula stuck with me. The music and the atmosphere when you get there, it reminds me of a Resident Evil safe room. But that tune lives in my head rent free. The gameplay of the game, I know people aren't a big fan of it compared to the Dark Souls 1 and 3 or any other Soulsborne really, but me in particular, I don't mind the gameplay. Never had a problem with it. I know people weren't happy with the fact that the enemies, they don't respawn if you keep killing them. Didn't faze me at all. I played it that much, it wouldn't matter. The character I like starting with is a guy with a living cloth and a club. And I do that on every Dark Souls. I got my own character that has his own story called Bonfire Bob. But yeah, and the one thing that really solidified the game for me was I went onto YouTube to find more about the story and the lore, and I stumbled across Fatchividya. Can't say the name of the YouTube channel, but it had he did all the lore series for the Dark Souls. So whilst I was going for the Platinum on number 2, I would have his telling of the Dark Souls lore, even from the first one right through to number 3, and listen to that whilst I was going for a Platinum, and it just brought the game alive even more to me. Like it just got me so immersed. But yeah, that was a great experience doing that, and that's why it stuck with me ever since. And now, what I tend to do is any Soulsborne game I get, or game of that ilk, I'll play it through, go back through with a lore video on. Yes, you could call me lazy for not finding the lore myself through the game, but I don't have the concentration span to read through every item and things like that, nor the brains. But yeah, Dark Souls 2, for me, unbelievable. I know it's not everyone's taste, but hey ho. The next one on the list is Fallout New Vegas, released in 2010, and I got the Ultimate Edition a bit ago. I'm very happy to find it, and I've recently just platinumed it. Now the premise of the game is you're a courier, you get shot, left for dead, and your chip stolen, the item stolen. I won't go more into it in case for whatever reason you won't have played it. Story in Fallout games and genuinely any of these games, they're not that great, to be fair. It's more, the way I look at it, it's just something to do whilst you're in the world. Gives you a bit of focus, I suppose. For me, it was the first time I felt I had freedom in a game. I'm quite, I suppose you could say, boring when I go through these types of games. I do as much melee as I can, or I become the nicest person. I try and make an unbelievably charismatic person, and I try and chat shit through the game to try and kill as less people and manipulate myself through the game, and that's what I got from Fallout New Vegas. I just love that I could go out and try and just chat and get through it that way, and that's where the enjoyment come through. I felt also you can play it any way you like, and the world as well for me. I love post-apocalyptic stuff. I love when you're going around the environment. It always felt like there was something new to see, and I never got bored of wandering down the left side of the map to just bump into, I don't know, a bunch of wrecked cars and see what's there. Because when I speak to my friends about this, it's either Fallout fan or like Skyrim or Oblivion. Now, don't get me wrong, I do love them games, but I always felt that open world's quite bland. Just my opinion. I think the Fallout New Vegas world isn't too big, so you don't get tired from travelling, like wandering about. There's always something to see. But yeah, for me, it just felt like the first time I had freedom in a game, really, and it first proper open world RPG that I played from start to finish and getting everything. I did do number 3 prior, but I didn't get into it as much as I did New Vegas. But yeah, unbelievable game. So next one up, like I said, these are in no particular order. We've got Dino Crisis 1. I've recently completed this with my friend not too long ago, and if you know Resident Evil, you know Dino Crisis. It's Resident Evil with dinosaurs. However, for me, I didn't mind the story, to be honest. I'm pretty sure it's about energy, and then they end up making a portal to somewhere else. I never really concentrated on the story, but I know it was something a bit different and followed them lines. Not a very long game, like quite a lot of the Capcom games back then. It released in 1999, and yeah, I actually do remember getting it for Christmas one year. I think it was off my nan, mid-Christmas present. I know she got me. She definitely got me Dino Crisis 2. I know that for sure. But yeah, simple gameplay, if you ask me. The only thing is that the dinosaurs keep respawning, if I remember correctly. So there's never really a need to kill them. You can try and avoid them as much as you can, because you just keep coming back. I heard there was an AI that tracks you. I've never really noticed that myself, but I just love the atmosphere of the game. And also another reason is the first time I played it was with my mum, and my mum's not a gamer by any stretch, but she likes puzzles and things like that. So I remember us sitting playing through the game and her helping me with the codes for the doors at the time, and oh yeah, that stuck with me. It was great memory just working together, figuring out the codes for the doors, and I'm pretty sure one of them is either hat or head. Can't quite remember, but for some weird reason them two passwords are stuck in my head. Don't know why. But yeah, like I said before, the game's great, but the fact that I got to play it with my mum made it my top 5 because that memory stuck with me. But yeah, I'm hoping for a remake in the ilk of Resident Evil 2, not the remake of Resident Evil 3. It's an okay, but not my cup of tea. However, speaking of Resident Evil 3, boom, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the first Resident Evil game I completed by myself, released in 1999. The goal is Jill to escape Raccoon City, and obviously fleeing from Nemesis. Now, I loved the fact that you were being chased. It felt so every turn was like, crap, is Nemesis going to jump out at me? Is he going to chase me? And I also loved the option it gives you. You can either run or fight him. I was so engrossed when I played it, and funnily enough, the first time I played it was in Japanese, and obviously back then when you had a PS1, you know, the stack, you knew somebody who had games for a couple of quid, and just so happened this was in it. Now, I'm funny because I was playing with my mate and we got stuck. Obviously, only go so far, not knowing any Japanese. And lo and behold, there was a book in the corner shop which we went and got, and it had a guide in the back, so we were able to finish the Japanese version of Resident Evil. Now, it stuck with me because it was my first Resident Evil that I'd completed myself, and you know, really sucked me into the franchise. I watched it. I watched number 2 with me, a bit of it with my dad when he played a little bit, and that got me interested. But Resident Evil 3 was my gateway into the whole franchise, and I've been enamored with it since. I collect it. I live in, you know. Unfortunately, I haven't played it in a while. I just thought I'd have a quick chat about the top 5 games that I've played. You can go on about top 10 lists. I could go on forever about favourite games, but what I do want to do is start releasing videos on different topics, and start discussions on things, because sometimes I like controversial opinions. Like, I think Resident Evil 4, the original's overrated. Hey ho. But yeah, I want to start putting out more content in with not just gaming and collecting, but discussions, just on all sorts, you know, like I said, controversial opinions or anything, any suggestions, happy to listen to. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed. Sorry for the ramble, but have a nice day.